I tried to save my son, and in return found out that he actually saved me. So yesterday I talked about the importance of being aware of how you sleep. What thoughts come up while you're sleeping? What dreams do you have? And 2 nights ago, I had 2 dreams that were very significant and stood out to me. In one of them, I was in this big room. It was a very bright room, and there was stone that was like a golden yellowish color. And I was standing on this it seemed like a pathway. But what it ended up being, there was this massive maze in this huge room, and then the maze was filled with water. So I was actually standing on one of the walls of the maze. And my family was there with me, my immediate family, my extended family, and there were stairs that would go down into the water, so it was like a swimming pool, a maze swimming pool. And so we're all playing in the water, and then my sister puts my 3-year-old into the water who doesn't know how to swim. So I panic for a moment. I'm like, he can't swim. And so I jump in the water. I'm swimming over to him as fast as I can. But when I get to him, he's swimming. He's using one arm. He's doing a side arm stroke, and he has his head above the water, and he's swimming. He's fine. It's like, oh, okay. And then the dream that cut scenes to another scene where now that same son, my 3-year-old, he's sitting on the bottom of the pool, under the water, playing with toys. And I start to panic. I'm like, he's going to drown. And so I dive into the water. I swim down to the bottom. I pick him up, and I'm trying to bring him to the surface. And I get almost to the surface of the water. But at that point, my lungs give out. I've been holding my breath. I can't hold it any longer. And before I get to the surface, I go, and I breathe in tons of water, and it fills me all the way up. And I think, oh my goodness, I'm drowning. And so I let go of my 3-year-old, and then I realize, wait, I'm still alive. I'm not drowning. I'm fine. And then I wake up. But it was a fascinating dream. And so what does that mean? There's a lot to it, and I don't know about all of it yet. But what I have come to identify with this, which is similar to my horror dream that I posted before Halloween, is there's this element of fear that I'm afraid something's going to happen. I'm afraid that my son's going to die or that I'm going to die, and I'm attempting to stop it from happening. But then in the end, I found out that I was fine. My son was fine. Each time he was fine. And then in the end, I didn't die. I was fine. And so there's areas in my life where I'm fearful of. And in a way, as I'm growing and changing and moving into the unknown, in a very real way, it feels like I'm going to die. Because this is unknown. It's different than my way of living has been. And I feel like I'm going to die. But then once I take in that deep breath, realize, oh wait, I'm still here. I'm not dead. And that was a similar connection to the dream that I had before Halloween, where I was faced to the fear and stayed with the fear, and then realized that there was really nothing to be afraid of. And so in your life, what are some things that you feel like are killing you? That you're going to die, and you're feeling this stress, you're feeling this anxiety, but really it's just letting you know it's something different. And yes, there will be some death that happens, because as we move into the unknown and we change our lifestyles as we grow, there are going to be aspects of your life that you leave behind because you're changing. And so those things that you leave behind, in a way, do die, so that new habits, new thoughts can be born. And so it's a real thing, and it can be scary to go through that. But as we understand the patterns, the ups and downs of life, that life and death are part of this life, and that we actually are invited to experience death multiple times before we actually die, we understand that, oh, there's a pattern to this, and I'm going to be okay. You are going to be okay. You are a miracle. You have a purpose. Your life is worth living, and it's worth stepping into the unknown. It's worth moving past the fear so that you can embrace the joy, the peace, the confidence that comes on the other side. And you're surrounded. You've got lots of people in your lives. I'm here every day at Hope to Cope, and you've got other people who are available to you to help guide you and support you through this journey, just like my son in the dream did for me. I thought I was trying to save him, and in the end, saved myself by realizing there was nothing to be afraid of. So thank you for spending this time with me today. Remember, you're a miracle, that you have a purpose. Take some time for yourself today to reflect, to look inward, and to see where in your life you are afraid of dying. And just sit with that for a moment and say, okay, what's really going on here? Validate the experience, but then observe and learn from it as well. And if it's similar to my experience, allow yourself to breathe in the new experience and allow yourself to change. Because you are ever changing. You are a different person today than you were yesterday. Allow that newness, allow the growth to happen, because you are growing into the person you were born to become. Life can't happen any other way. You are a miracle. You have a purpose. I look forward to seeing you again soon.